All right, guys. So I stumbled across this video thanks to Tatum, who did a video about this, and I want to chime in with my opinion on it. In which NBA superstar, former NBA star, J.R. Smith, is speaking nothing but facts. Okay, nothing but facts. Okay, specifically about how black athletes, entertainers, particularly black people that are very, very, very well off, that have a good amount of money in this country, right, need to be the ones to step up and to help these communities that we talk about need so much help, right? Like, you can't ask somebody else for help if you're not willing to step up and help the communities that you claim that you care about. And it's funny because, like Tatum said, when black conservatives tend to say those things, when they say, hey, the black community needs to help themselves, like, you have plenty of wealthy black people out here who could be doing more for the community, and they need to be the ones to really step up. Oh, we're seen as sellouts and toms, right? Sellouts and toms. Okay, when we simply say, hey, stop asking other groups of people to do stuff that you should be doing, right? But J.R. Smith says it, and he's not a tom, right? Maybe because he comes off as more I don't know, authentically black. I don't know how you describe it. I'm just saying, I'm perplexed about how some people can say stuff like this and it's profound, and then other people can say the exact same thing and it's you selling out, you're tomming, you this and you that. And so anyways, I want to go ahead and just react to what he's saying here, as I think that his message and what he's saying here needs to be spread, and that's why I am doing a reaction video to this. So let's go ahead and get into it.
When you've made over $100 million in your career, right? Is 105 going to change? 110 going to change your lifestyle? Realistically, you know how many people you can change lifestyle with $10 million in our hood? No.
A lot. You know how many startups and so-called black businesses you can invest in with $10 million? A whole lot of them, right? You could fund 100 startups with $100,000 with 10 million. Okay. Again, it's funny because what he's saying is so true. There's videos out there of rappers, like Kodak Black. This dude's throwing $100,000 into the ocean just because he's crazy, right? He's crazy, and these people are so wealthy and they have all this money, but yet they would rather blow it on the stupidest things rather than to actually give it to these communities that they go out here and say, hey, they need so much help. And a lot of these same celebrities and entertainers, the ones that have these means and have these resources, they'll turn around and expect other people to do what they should be doing, okay? While blowing their money and not using their money for what they want other people to use their money for, okay? We're going to get a little bit deeper in that.
Our communities, we were in the lockout. We were in the, not the lockout, but we were in the bubble. George Floyd happens.
That's right.
We stopped playing. We're in there. We're gonna ask the owners for it. We're gonna ask the owners for it. Stop asking them for.
Ding, 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 ding. What he's basically saying, without actually saying it, stop asking the white man to do what you can do, right? That's basically what he's saying. And this is something I said back when the NFL was going on and the whole George Floyd thing, okay, during 2020, the election season, when they was making a big thing about this. Look, you guys get half of the league revenue, right? If all you guys pool your resources together, you can start your own bank, okay? You can start your own community centers. You can build your own schools. You can do all the stuff that you're asking other people to do with your own money, okay? You can do all of that. There's no reason in the world why you got athletes and celebrities and entertainers out here talking about systemic racism, specifically when it comes to, again, financial services. But you haven't pulled all y'all money together and started your own bank so that you can fight the so-called systemic racism, right? Because if it's so bad, just make your own bank, right? You have the money to do it. You have the money to do it. That's how you actually fix that issue. Again, I don't know why there's not a players bank, right? I really don't. I don't know why. Okay, actually, I do know why, and I'm gonna get into it in a minute. But this is what I'm talking about here. You can't ask people to do something for people that you won't do yourself. A lot of these guys was begging the owners, they need to put more money into the social justice fund. You need to support the black community more because all these black players play for you. And it's like, no, you're already getting half of the money. These guys, these owners, they're capitalists. They put up the money. The money that they put up, they risk their capital. Because they risk their capital, they get a certain return on their investment because of the risk that they take. If the NFL goes under, the owners are the ones that have the most to lose, right? So yeah, they're going to get paid. But you're also getting a share of that, a substantial share of that. So it's not up to them to take their share and to give it to the people that you want them to give it to. No, you need to take your share and give it to the people that need to have that money, right? And again, this is why, people want to talk about when they talk about the anthem and whatnot, and if you don't support kneeling, then you selling out and all this stuff. I'm like, no. First of all, you should stand for the anthem because you should respect this country, right? First and foremost. People say it's disrespectful. It offends a lot of your viewers, right? And the customer is always the boss, right? The customer is always right. You don't want to piss off your customer because in the long term, that can hurt you financially. Because if kneeling for the flag is to bring attention to certain issues that are going on in communities, the only way to actually solve those issues is with money. So if you're biting the hand that feeds you in the name of social justice and theatrics and empty gestures, that's actually going to hurt you in regards to your ability to create real change that you say that you want. So why do it? It's not worth it. Kneeling doesn't do anything. It hasn't done anything. Nobody can articulate what benefit has kneeling for the national anthem gotten black communities. They can't. Nobody can articulate it. But it's so important though, right? So important. But nobody can tell you what impact has it really had. Hasn't had any, in my opinion. But what will have an impact is the money that these players take, right? And they go and they put it back into communities, right? In which if they follow idiots like Colin Kaepernick, they're going to end up losing that money they can use to help their own communities. It's really that simple.
What are we asking them for? I went down the line. No bullshit. You can show, you can ask these dudes if not. I got Paul George sitting right here. I got DeMar DeRozan sitting right here. I got Russell Westbrook sitting right here. I'm literally sitting next to all of these dudes who are LA guys. I'm like, bro, I'm not counting your chips, but everybody else is. So you make 200, you make 200, you make 175, you make 150, you make 180.
Millions of dollars. Millions, okay? This dude just added up over $1 billion. He just added up over $1 billion just among a select few players.
Why don't y'all have your own gym? Why we gotta go to UCLA to work out in LA every time? You got your own, y'all all come from the exact same community. You want to inspire kids that look like you. All it takes is 5 of them. 5. 250, 250, 250, 250, 250. What bank gonna turn us down? We about to build this whole shit out for our community. We're gonna build gyms, rec centers, start leagues and all that. Who's gonna stop us? We got the money. We don't have the mindset.
And you also don't have the willingness to sacrifice. Because that's what the issue is here. People have to be willing to sacrifice. They have to be willing to take from themselves to give to others. And in order to do that, you have to have love, right? That's what's really missing here, right? You have to love the people that you say that you're trying to help because you sacrifice for people that you love. These players are unwilling to sacrifice because I would argue that some of these people don't actually love the communities as much as they claim they do. Right? They go out there and give lip service to it and say, oh, this person, that person needs to do this. They need to do that. We need this. We need that. But they're not making a sacrifice themselves in order to do it because otherwise, if they were, a lot of these problems would be solved. You wouldn't have to ask anybody for any money because the money's there. The money's there. It's about funneling it and putting it towards the right things, not giving it to scams and Ponzi schemes like Black Lives Matter. Giving it to organizations that actually do the real work. Okay? That's all it comes down to.
Our mindset, we'd rather go throw $60,000 in the club, in the strip club. Go throw $60,000 than go feed 2,500 people in the hood. Think about it. I've done it. I can't sit here and be like, oh man, I'm a hypocrite. I've done this myself. I've thrown money in the club, literally, blindlessly, aimlessly, drunk, had a ball. And now I sit back like I'm a stupid ass.
Yeah, and word with an A. That's what he want to say. That's what he want to say. But he's getting at a larger issue here, which is financial literacy. It's the fact that a lot of these players, they have this money, and they're more than willing to give it away. They're just more trying to give it away to strippers, right? They're trying to give it away, spending money on depreciating assets like expensive cars and clothes that don't have a positive return on investment. So again, he's basically speaking to an issue here that, again, a lot of people don't want to talk about, is the lack of financial literacy that these athletes simply don't have. That's why they haven't come together and say, hey, we should just start our own bank, right? That's why they haven't come together and say, hey, we should just be funding our own stuff. Because they're, one, not necessarily financially literate, and two, because there's no real commitment there to make it happen, okay? And people more concerned about, spending money on this and on that, things that don't have any real value. And I'm not saying that, hey, that's, people can't do that. You can spend money on whatever you want to spend money on. But if you're going to do that, right, as somebody that is a multi-millionaire, we talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, billions collectively, you can't complain about what other people ain't doing for the people that you supposed to be helping. It's really that simple.
I could have fed my whole community 10 times over with the money I was just late on the bus.
Right.
Because I'm so wrapped into me. I got that Eurocentric mindset. I need this designer jacket. I need these jeans. I need this book bag. I need to be looking like this because the vet's got this. I'm pushing this car. I'm doing... Why?
Yeah, exactly. Why? Right? All those things he talked about, depreciating assets. They don't provide any positive return on investment. They don't do any benefit to society outside of the companies that this guy's buying it from and his clout, right? And his ego. So again, I think that little snippet right there of what J.R. Smith is saying is so profound that, again, it should be shared. And I think a lot of people need to understand that, these athletes, these well-off black entertainers, black businessmen, people that are very well off, they have to step up and say, hey, you know what? We have to be the ones that's responsible for making a change in our own communities. We can't sit here and depend on other people to do stuff that we're supposed to be doing, right? So, like I said, I thought what you said was great. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.